Hello there. Oh, come in, come in. I know how much courage it takes for you to come into a nursing home. Yes, I completely understand. Yeah, I envision that this was taken a lot of effort from you to admit how old you are, how tired and wrinkly, and generally just like how much you are past your prime. Yes, yes. And here at the nursing home, the clothing nursing home, of course, we tend to work with you to make sure that you have great end of life care and that you are able to stay for as long as you need, for as long as you want, and say there is any resurgence in style, recently. We did have sort of bell-bottom pants were, within the nursing home, but there was a resurgence, and of course they were rejuvenated. They felt hip again. They felt young. The vernacular wasn't particularly great, but they did. I think, they'll probably be back in about 6-7 years. So, but. Please come in, have a seat. I'll check you in, and then I'll go over all of our different amenities so to make sure that this nursing home is for you. And then afterwards, I'll go ahead and mend you. Just make sure that you are sort of ready to go before you start your first day here, okay? Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, so first off, can I get your name? Skinny jeans. Okay, interesting. And that's more of a category. Is that your name? Okay. Okay, so your parents weren't very, or should I say your owners weren't particularly imaginative with the name. Okay, but could I call you Skinny? Okay, well, okay, Skinny. Hopefully that's okay. Unless you want me to call you Jeans. Okay, yes, you know what? I'll call you Jeans. Skinny feels a little inappropriate. And I know it's your name, but, sometimes if someone was named an inappropriate thing, even if it was their name, I would sort of bat an eye at that. So, we'll just go ahead. I'll just call you Jeans. So, Jeans, can you tell me how old you are? I know. It's not a very. Listen, you can be around. Okay. All right. Okay. That's okay. Okay. Well, if that's the case, you're not that old. But you definitely were a fad, let's say. So age is but a number, but it is but a number that does not correlate to how old you feel. And you feel very old, I'm sure. So let me ask, when was the last time you were worn? As you know, sort of jeans is like the life of a jeans is just, it's made with the last time they're worn, and you sort of, you suck the soul out of the people that wear you, and that you feel rejuvenated. Some people think that the reason why you don't age very much as jeans is because, you shouldn't wash them. I think that those people are dirty. And in fact, I think you should wash your jeans. But I know your kind spread that rumor around, because if you suck the souls out, I'm almost positive that if you wash them, the souls get right into the sewer system and just escape you. I knew it. You know what? I knew it. Yeah, see, we have a few jeans here. No skinny jeans, but we have a few jeans here. So, it's not my first rodeo. So, okay. So, can you tell me if you're experiencing any symptoms of old age? Are you sort of forgetting things a little bit? Do you feel like perhaps you're getting a little bit more wrinkly? Perhaps the inner thigh area is getting a bit sort of worn. Perhaps you're getting sort of the white outline where people have put things in their pockets and it's been there for so long, in your pockets, of course, and it's been there for so long that it's caused sort of like a permanent outline. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good to know, and it's good to be aware. It's good to be aware. Okay, and speaking of, when was the last time you were washed? Something that I've come to learn here in the nursing home is that a lot of jeans they want the souls. They feel younger with souls, right? That they suck from people that wear them. But it does sort of, it's kind of like cigarettes. It's really not that great for you. It does extend your life, but it also ages you. It's very, it's very strange. So washing will end up sort of balancing it out so that the balance of soul to a sort of age sort of balances. So if you could tell me when the last time you were washed was, so that we can figure out whether we need to wash you or not. Okay, don't be afraid. If you do get washed, we'll make sure that it's warm water. You'll get a good scrubbing, but it won't be bad, and everything will be totally fine. Okay. 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 Yes, it's been a while. You had some depression. Is that the okay? Well, if that's the case, that's totally fine. We can totally help you with that. We do have some therapists on call here if you need to talk to anybody. They are human therapists, so they might have a hard time with sort of your gene's life, but they are very well qualified and trained. So, and do you have, I mean, just in talking to you, it doesn't seem like it, but has anyone told you about like any symptoms of dementia or Alzheimer's or any sort of memory issues? No. Okay. Well, that's good. Okay. Okay, that's all the information that I need from you specifically. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about our facility here. So our facility is top of the line. It's pretty expensive, but it tends to be pretty worth it. We have very famous genes here that have been here for a very long time. Think Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake's genes. That is here for sure. And they are still going at it. They're still together here. I know. So what I want to tell you is that when you join our facility, you become part of the family. And what that means is that you get a schedule that you can opt out of. You can opt out of certain things in the schedule, but there is a mandated amount of time that you need to be within company, like within other people. And by people, I do mean jeans, sweaters, whatever. So some of the things that you can do here is that in the mornings, we end up having some morning blocking and morning stretching. What is morning blocking and stretching? So this blocking is for sort of the knitted and crocheted variety of clothing, whereas the stretching is for more of the sewn kind of clothing. And what that is that to ensure that you stay the same size that you were before or the size that you want, we end up taking pins and putting you sort of against either a styrofoam board, a mat of some kind, and just letting you stretch a little, letting you feel yourself and the fibers within you just grow. You understand? Now, of course, this is a pretty intensive activity, and it happens in the morning because it's the best time to do it, but this will be an activity that will only be available to you after I mend you and after, we have sort of the nurses sort of look over you, make sure that nothing will tear, nothing will fray or anything like that, okay? Okay, yeah. We just want to make sure that you're durable enough for it. Okay, and then next we have the all-you-can-pleat cafe. This is, of course, a cafe that you can go and sort of spend your time in if you want to. A lot of genes end up picking up a new hobby when they're here. Some learn how to develop buttons. Some some try to become cargo pants. They grow new pockets. And others, they yearn for a life of pleats. Now, I think that, I'm sure, as a young Jean yourself, you watched sort of the Hollywood jeans and you saw how, early on in just pants in general, they weren't jeans, but they were pleated, right, at the waist, and they high rise, pleated, and they look really nice. And so there's this sort of love or want for pleating, right? So we ended up creating this all-you-can-pleat cafe specifically so that we hold classes there so that you could pleat yourself and end up having a new look. And it's not a permanent look. It's sort of like henna, where it'll last for a while, but it will go away. So it's really not a problem. We'll just have to make sure you're not allergic to it, okay? Okay. And then afterwards, of course, we do have, in the facility, we do have a lot of different kinds of rooms. Our standard room has 2 different roommates. So you'll be living in a room with 2 other people. Now, you might be wondering, well, oh, that seems like a really awful tight, like I don't want to be in a room with 2 other jeans or 2 other like pieces of clothing. And even, who knows what kind of places those people have been. Well, we have found that when we isolate pieces of clothing in their own rooms, they tend to get very bigoted, and they tend to develop ideas about their fellow, the fellow nursing home people. That is a little, let's just say, a little problematic. So this is a way to help you engage and a way to help you just be, the best kind of skinny jeans that you are. Now, if you do pay us a lot of money, we will give you your own room, but we don't recommend it, we're very passionate here in making sure that you have very good end-of-life care. But if you do give us money, we will throw away our values for it, okay? So, and of course, lastly, what we're going to have to talk about is the emergency stitching services. So this is if anything happens, this is a facility. We had to have doctors and nurses on call. They're just going to make sure that you are, stitched up. If anything happens, if you snag on like a door handle, if you, if at the corner of a table, if something were to happen and you cause a tear, if it's not life-threatening, it should be fine, and we will get to you as soon as possible. But if it is life-threatening, then we'll be there ASAP very, very quickly, and we'll be able to stitch you up, make sure you're good, and get you on your way, okay? Of course, there are some things that cannot be stitched just haphazardly. We do have to take you into surgery, and in that case we would then make sure that you are put into sort of a frozen state, and we're able to stitch up your fibers together so that way you can't even tell that things happened, okay, or anything was wrong. So with that is like our main stuff here at the facility. So if you have any questions for me, now would be the time. Otherwise, I will accept your payment and we will move on to the mending portion. Okay, well, you can just tap right here. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, so just right here. Tap right here. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Are you going into debt for this? Oh, well, it's worth it, so. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get to the mending portion, where I am just going to inspect you a little bit, make sure that you are in a top-notch state, just to make sure that you are able to function within the nursing home without constant 24/7 supervision. Okay, well. Let me go ahead and get close here. And as I am looking at you, I'm already seeing there's some discoloration in your jeans. I see that were you bleached ever? Okay, yeah, there's some spotting of bleach here and here. And, bleach is all fine and good if you want to get clean, but you are not, you have color, so I don't think that bleach was a good idea for you in particular. I see your button is a little bit discolored as well. It's still on. It's on actually. Okay, yeah, it's on pretty firmly. I'm not worried about that. What I am worried is that it is, it's showing the oils from like a person wearing you, sort of discoloring it, right? So I do think that we're going to need to clean that a bit. Your zipper seems to be doing well. And then your seams on the side are actually pretty good. So I'm not worried about that. There is a little bit of fraying here at the bottom, but I think with a little bit of work, we can just hide that, okay? Because that fraying, is just sort of natural. It happens with age, but you'd have to get into intensive surgery to actually remove or remedy that. And I don't think that's life-threatening at all, so it's not going to be important to do that, okay? Okay, so first of all, what I want to do is I'm going to use a little bit of ointment just to loosen up the fibers a little, make sure that you are nice and sort of ready and willing to accept some of the coloring that I'm going to put in, just to just to make sure that you are presenting in a proper way. So let's go ahead here. Okay, so just putting a little bit here and then a little bit here. Yeah, so this is just going to be, like I said before, in that like sort of pocket space where it's it's discolored a little, and then those bleach spots. Yeah, so like right there. And right there, then right here, and right there, yeah. Okay, very good. Okay, I just need a little bit more here. Okay. Yeah, oh, I do this all the time. You do not need to worry. Honestly, I'm very proud of you for coming in. Not a lot of just skinny jeans admit it, but they are out. They've been out for so long that people don't even talk about them anymore, like... There was the whole bit of like, oh, millennials wear skinny jeans, Gen Z don't. But like now nobody wears skinny jeans. So like let's make sure that we are able to keep reality in check. Okay. Okay. Pretty good there. So let me just spread that around here. Just make sure it is all around in the spots I need it to be. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to mix a custom color to match you. We found that, foundations or, different kinds of sort of pre-mixed colors don't really work very well because, jeans come in all shapes and colors, and, you can't know for certain. And their colors change based off of where you're going to be filling in. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix a bit of, blue here with a little bit of red. That's a little surprising, right? You're not very purple, but just a teeny bit of red. The blue is very strong, so it will stay very blue, but it'll just warm it up a little. And then we'll add a lot of white so that it's a little bit light. And then, let's see here. Okay, yeah, I think I need to add a little bit of green too. Okay, and with that, let's see, let me just, okay, great, that is good. Okay, let me put that down here. Okay, so then just, here, hold on a second. Okay, perfect. Yeah, see, it's filling in very nicely. And this is, of course, permanent. It's not something that can be washed away. So after we do this, we will go ahead and give you a nice wash, and you'll be able to get on your way into the facility. Okay? Okay. Let's... Very good. You're doing a great job. Yeah, you're doing great. Okay, let's see. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, great. I think that is good. And so then I'm going to also need to, for your button, I am going to spray it with a little bit of spray just to wipe off some of the grime, and then I am going to color that as well, okay? So let me just make sure that this is nice and mixed. Okay. And Okay. So for this one, it is a nice sort of bronzy color. So I'm going to need to get a bit of brown here, of course. I don't like using brown as like the base color because it is sort of like a mixed color, but I think in this case it's a bit warranted. And then I'm going to use a bit of orange over here, and then a little bit of yellow. Let's see. It's a little bit light. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna add a little bit of blue. Ah, that's it. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm just gonna test it. Perfect. Perfect. Very, very good. Okay. So then just. Okay. And then just a little bit. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, you didn't need a lot of mending. That's really all you needed. Yeah, the fraying at the bottom shouldn't be a problem. If it is, you can always get in contact with me, anybody else that is in the facility, and we will go ahead and help you, okay? Yeah, it's not a big deal at all. If you're worried about it, you know, you can go out, you can talk to me or anybody, but it is, honestly, it's a very difficult procedure, and I wouldn't want you to go through that just for no reason, okay? Yeah, of course. So with that, we're all done, actually. So I will go ahead and submit your paperwork. You can go ahead and wait in the corner over there. And once we're ready, I'll go ahead and contact you, call you over, and then I'll take you to your room, okay? Okay, then. All right, well, go ahead and wait, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Okay,